In this lesson, we'll discuss a very commonly used pattern in iOS called target action. This target action pattern allows a user interface control, typically a button or some other user interface element that can trigger an action, to store a reference to a target object and then an action to be performed on that object. When the user interacts with that control and triggers that event, it can use those two elements to dynamically build a message and invoke that action on that target object. Let's open up our mainview.xib file. And let me change this background color back to the default. Actually, I think we'll change that to white. And let's add a button, just a round rect button, onto our user interface. Let's give this button the name Preferences. We'll just position this somewhere towards the bottom part of the screen. And let me open up the Assistant Editor. Shrink this down. And I'm going to control click from the button into my interface file. I'll let go. And this will pop open this connection window. So I'm going to select Action. I'm going to give this a name Show Preferences. And the event will be a touch up inside. This is the standard button event that gets triggered. And I will say Connect. So what this has done is now associated this UI control, the Preferences button, with our target of MainViewController and the action method Show Preferences. So as a touch up inside gets triggered on this button, it knows to dynamically invoke the Show Preferences method. Switch back to the standard editor, and let me switch to the MainViewController.m file. So here's the implementation. We'll flesh this out more fully in an upcoming lesson, but for now, let's just put an NSLog statement in here. And we'll say Show Preferences. I'll hit Command R to run the application. And let me slide this over a little bit so we can see the console more clearly. I'll click the Preferences button. And we can see that that target of MainViewController had its action method invoked, and this is generating this console message. Click this over and over again. Let me switch back to main view, and we'll just do this one more time. I'll add another button, and let's call this one Show List. Open up the Assistant Editor again. I will hold down Control, select Action, and we'll call this one Show List. Same event, touch up inside, and click Connect. Add another logging statement in here, Show List. Run this again. Now when I click Preferences, that target action pair has been invoked. And Show List, that target action pair has been invoked. You should now be familiar with this target action pattern. This is very commonly used when we're hooking up user interface elements to some action method within our ViewController source code.